Hi everyone. In the last video we have discussed about scopes in Python. We have seen what is a class, what is an object, and also we have seen data encapsulation. We have seen how we can hide the data in Python class. Now in this video we are going to discuss about inheritance in Python. We will see what is inheritance, how we can inherit a class, what are the types of inheritance. So without doing further delay, let's get into this. Here guys, you can see I'm in a PyCharm and this is lecture 20. So let's write here lecture 20. And guys, first of all, let's try to understand what is inheritance in a Python. So I'm going to write here inheritance. Now guys, what is an inheritance? Let's say there's a class A. Let me write a class. And there's a class with the name B. Alright guys. Now the class in class A, we have some properties, some methods, some attributes. Alright. And now I want that all attributes, method, properties should be in a class B. The one way I can do that, I can rewrite all these codes in class B. But if we inherit this class B with the class A, then we can access all the attributes, all the properties, all the method of this class A. So what all I want to tell you that when you inherit a class B with a class A, then you can able to access all the properties, all the methods, all the attributes of that class A. So I hope now you got it why we need an inheritance in Python. So guys, let's take a real-time example. Let's say there is a company, and you guys know that company has some their own identities, own names, own infrastructure, own place, and there are some employees. And you want to create an object of all the employees. Means let's say you have created some classes of the employees. Let's say 10 employees. In 10 employees, you want to add some data about their companies. So what you can do, you can rewrite the code of companies in every class of employees. But what if you are going to create a one class with a name of company and you are going to inherit all the employee class with that company? So now you can access all the company data in every class. You don't need to be write again and again in every class. So what all I want to tell you guys here that if you want to use any data, anything from a class in other class, then you can inherit that class by the main class. So now guys, let's understand with the code that how we can inherit a class. So I'm going to comment all these things. Now guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a class with A, and let's say this class have a one method, define A method, and inside of this method I'm going to write something. I'm going to say print this is a class method. Alright, now guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to define another class B, and this class is also going to have a method B method, and I'm going to write here print this is a B method. Alright guys, we have defined these two things. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to inherit this B class with A. But before that, I'm going to show you that if I create an object of B class, let's say obj of B, and I want to use a method B method, and if I run this code now, so you guys can see that I got output this is a B method, fine. But if I want to access this method, I want to access A method. So let's say I write here obj dot A method. Alright, and if I run this code now, you guys can see that B object has no attribute A method. So we are not having this method right now in B class. So one way I can do that, I can rewrite the same code here inside of B class. But what if I inherited this class with A? So let's say I inherited. Just you have to write a bracket after the class name and which class you want to inherit, the name of that class you can write here. And if you can write a multiple names, we are going to see in this video how we can do that. But first of all, let's keep in mind that I want to inherit only this class A. So I just write A class. And if I just do that things, and if I run this code now, you guys can see that here I got this is a B method, I access this method. And other thing you can see that I got this is a class A method. So I am able to access this method also by just inherited. So basically what I all want to tell you that I want to say that inheritance means give all the rights of public attribute, let me write here attribute, and methods to derived class. Now guys, let's understand what is a base class, what is a derived class, what is a parents, what is child. Here guys, you can see that the class A is nothing, it is our base class, and this class B is nothing, this is our derived class. So basically we have derived this B class with the A class. right? You can see that here we inherited this class B with A. So now B become derived because we have derived this class with whom we have derived this class with the A class. So this become a base class. So now guys, we can also have another name. We can also say the class which is inherited by another class. The name of that class we can say child class, and by which it inherited, the name of that class we can say parent class. So I hope now you understood that if a class is inherited by other class, that means that class is going to be become a child class, and the parent is going to be that class by whom it inherited. Alright guys, so we understood that what is a parents, what is child, what is a base, what is derived, and how we can inherit a class from other class. Now guys, it's time to understand the types of inheritance. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy all these things and I'm going to comment these things, right? So now guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to write a types. And guys, we have 5 types of inheritance in a Python. 5 types of inheritance. Let me write an inheritance. Now guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to say you first of all single level, and second is multi-level, and third is guys multiple, and fourth is guys hierarchical, and fifth is guys hybrid. So these are 5 type of inheritance we have in our class, and guys how we can achieve that we are going to see in this video, and we will see with a quick example. So that class I have just copied, I am going to paste here, and guys this is nothing, this is single level inheritance, and let me show you with the slides. Here guys you can see that single level inheritance. So basically a class, a child class is inherited by parents class, that is called inheritance. But when a single class is inherited by another class and which is not inherited by any other class, that is become a single level inheritance. So with the code you can get a clear idea. Here you can see that we have class single class A, it is not inherited by any other class, right? And we have class B which is inherited by this class. So right, and now we can see that this is nothing, it is a single level inheritance when a class is inherited by any other class, and that is called a single level inheritance. So if I just copy these things, let me copy this data where we have written here, and if I just paste it here only, and you guys know that this is going to print all these things, all the content of this and all the content of this method. So if I run this code, I will get the same output, nothing changed. Now guys, let's see the second type of inheritance, which is multi-level inheritance. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change something here only. But before that, let me take a slide. And here guys, you can see what is multi-level inheritance. Here's the change is that it is same like a single level inheritance, but the change is we have n number of class, right? Here you can see that we are getting a chain, right? The class C is inherited by class B, but this class B is also inherited by class A. I hope now you are getting that we are inheriting a class, but that class is also inherited by some other class. So that is called a multi-level inheritance. So let's see with the code. Here guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another class, class C, and this class is going to inherit with the class B. So I'm going to write here B. Let me write inside of this. Now guys, I'm going to define another method, C method, and that method is going to be print this is a C method. Alright guys, and let me give a correct. Now guys, I'm going to create an object of C class, and let's say I have written here C. So now guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to access all the method of this B method because I have inherited by the B. I can access all the method in B class. So I can access this B method, and also I can access A method. You know why? Because we have inherited B class also with the A class. So B class is not only having this method, B class is having this method also. And now we have created a C class which is inherited a B class. So B have 2 methods, so C is going to be have also access to this 2 method. So now if I run this code, you guys can see that I created an object of C, but I get a right on these 2 method also. I can see all these methods, I can use them in our code. I can use anywhere in this class as well as outside of this class also. So if I just print object of C method, it also going to be work because this is a method which is already present in our C class only. So you guys can see the output. So I hope now you understood that what is a multi-level class and how it is different from single. In single we have only one class which is inherited by other, but in multiple we have n number of class which is inherited by in a chain. So now guys, let's move to another type of inheritance, which is a multiple inheritance. So you can see that this is a multiple inheritance, and how it is different from the single level and multi-level. Let's see with the slide. Here guys, you can see this is a multiple inheritance. We have two class and we have one class with the name C, and this class C is going to be inherited by a two class, not a single class, class A. This class is going C is going to be inherited by class A as well as class B. So this is nothing, this is a multiple inheritance. So it is quite simple, you can see with the code also. Just I have to write a class B and class A, and I have done this thing. So now if I just not write here anything, so what I can do, that I can say that this class C is going to be have a right on these methods and also on this method. So now this is inherited by two class, so we can say that this class C is going to access all the methods, all the attributes, all the properties of class B as well as class A. And remember guys, the order matter here. If you write here A comma B, then that also matters here while you are going to call a constructor. So now if I try to call all these methods, it will going to be work. You can see that if I just delete any of this, let's say I am not going to write here B, and if I run this code, and here you guys can see that before running the code I got an error. It's saying that unresolved attribute reference B method for class C. B method is not present in the class C. And if I run this code also, you guys can see that class C has no attribute to B method. So this is what we can say, that multiple inheritance, when a class is going to be inherited by a number of class, with a 2 class, 3 class, 4 class and number of class. So I hope now you understood what is a multiple class. Now guys, let's try to understand fourth type of inheritance, which is a hierarchical inheritance. So guys, here you can see that hierarchical inheritance and how it is different from multiple inheritance. So inside of this inheritance we have n number of class. So let's take here two class only, class B and class C, and these two classes are going to be inherited by same parents, which is a class A. So what I all want to tell you, that there are n number of class, these all class are going to be inherited by a one class. In the starting of the video I give you an example of employee. We have n number of employees, they all going to be inherited by a single class, which is a company. Let's see with the code. So we have a two class, right? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to say this B class is also going to be inherited by A. The parent of this B class is nothing, it's A. So for the C class, the parent is nothing, it's also A. So we have a parent same. For this class also parents A, for this class also parents A. So this is nothing, this is a hierarchical inheritance. If I just now try to assess these methods, I can't assess. So B can assess only all the methods of A as well as of B, and C can assess all the methods of A as well as C. But I can't assess a method of B inside of C class. So I have to comment these things, and if I run this code, you can see that my code is working fine. So now let's move to the last type of inheritance, which is nothing, hybrid inheritance. In hybrid inheritance, you don't need to learn anything new. Hybrid inheritance occur when you have two or more type of inheritance in a single class. Here guys, you can see that a hybrid inheritance. Let me take a pointer here, and so guys, here you can see that we have this is multiple level inheritance. So you can see that here guys, class A is inherited by class B, and let me make it a class D. Class D is inherited by class B, and class B is inherited by class A. I hope now you are getting that this is multi-level inheritance. And now guys, let me change the color of my pointer. Here you can see that this is nothing, this is a hierarchical inheritance, right? Where we have a two class, and these two class have a same parents, which is class A. And also if you notice here that, let me change the color of my pointers. Here guys, you can also notice that we have multiple inheritance, right? So we have a three type of inheritance in single this structure. So this is nothing, this will become a hybrid inheritance. And but all I want to tell you here guys, that if we have two or more type of inheritance in a single structure, that will become a hybrid inheritance. So I hope now you understood that what is hybrid inheritance. So let's see with the code now. I have a class which is going to be make a multiple inheritance. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another class with a class D. Alright, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to say this class D is going to be inherited by this class B. Okay. And what I can say that this B is going to be inherited by A. So let me just write here a method define, and I can say here D method. Alright, and I am going to print here print this is a D method. Alright guys, So now you guys can see that this is nothing, this is a multi-level inheritance. D is inherited by B and B is inherited by A. So this is multi-level inheritance, and this B and C are going to have a same parents, which is A. And we can also say that with the class D, I'm going to say that this is nothing, this is a B as well as C. So if I do that, I can say that this is going to have two parents, which is B and C. That is nothing, this is a multiple inheritance. So what I'm going to tell you here, that this is going to have a two same parents, this is become a hierarchical. So guys, I'm going to repeat it because I know that this become quite complex. So guys, this is nothing, this become a hierarchical inheritance because both are having a parent same. I hope now you got an idea, we got a hierarchical. Now I'm going to tell you how I got a multi-level. So this D class is inherited by B class and B class is inherited by A class. So this become a multi-level inheritance. Alright. Now let's see how we get a multiple inheritance. Guys, you can see that here multiple inheritance occur when a single class is going to be derived by two class. Means a single class is going to have two parents. So you can see this D class is having a two parents. So this also become a multiple inheritance. We are having a three inheritance in single structure. That is nothing, it is a hybrid inheritance. So I hope now you understood what is the inheritance in a Python. What are the types of inheritance? We have seen all 5 types of inheritance in this video. And if you like this video guys, give a thumbs up to this video and subscribe my channel. Meet you in the next video. Thank you.